welcome to Mouse Minutes, where we rate Disney experiences on a classical grading scale in 10 minutes or less, or your podcast is free. I'm your co-host, Jordan.
And I'm your other co-host, Whitney.
And today, we are grading Blizzard Beach in Walt Disney World in Florida, one of two water parks. Whitney?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're right.
Thank you. Whitney, can you give us some background on Blizzard Beach?
Okay, so Blizzard Beach, here's the storyline.
Okay.
There was a freak snowstorm in Orlando, Florida, and so they rapidly constructed a ski resort. The ski resort included slopes and ski lifts on Mount Gushmore.
That was presumptive.
And then, unfortunately, it melted.
I mean, who would have known?
Who would have thunk? And it transformed into a water park as we know it today as Blizzard Beach. Blizzard Beach opened officially April 1st, 1995. A very special day indeed, Jordan. Why is that day?
April 1st.
Not only is it April Fool's Day,
but
it's your birthday.
It is.
It opened on Jordan's birthday, 1995. That's no joke, folks. Ha.
That's right. Along with two of my ex-girlfriends. No, we don't need to bring that up here?
No.
Okay, we don't need to do that.
What does that have anything to do with
Nothing.
it? Okay.
No.
November 22nd, 2022, it refurbed, and that's when we got the Frozen Tykes Peak, where it's Frozen themed. So,
in 2022.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. We really lucked out there. Hey, it seems like they do a refurb every year, right?
Well, yes, they do close it down, but I think they're doing more so. I don't know what they're doing.
What are they really doing?
But that was
They're
like
painting.
a true refurb. Like they took out stuff in the Tykes Peak and put in the Frozen statues.
Great.
Let's jump in.
Let's do it.
I know that's definitely going to be on your highlights, the Frozen area.
Yeah,
Jordan, what did you grade Blizzard Beach?
Whitney, thank you for asking. I graded Blizzard Beach, one of two water parks at Walt Disney World, a B-.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
I will say I graded Typhoon Lagoon a B previously. I don't remember.
So a
which
step
episode
down.
I think that was like episode 6 or something.
Who knows?
Just a step down from Typhoon Lagoon.
But a slight step down.
Yeah, slight. I really like both water parks. It's not like I've been to a ton of water parks, but I really like this water park. It's fun. It's very enjoyable. It's really nice as a water park. It's clean.
Yes, it's
about as clean as a water park can be. Some of my highlights are the toboggan racers, which are really fun to do as a family. Or
Those
just
are the lay down ones.
That's right.
You're laying on the mat.
Laying on your tummy, on your belly, on a mat, and you're going down a couple of slopes.
So
and it's
fun.
really fun. It has a finish line at the end. My son loves competing against that.
Of course.
Typically the dads are going to win, or at least I guess maybe the bigger you are, the better chance you have of winning. And although, you can get some good aerodynamics in that one. Just a little tip.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the Summit Plummet, which is kind of like the main beacon of the park, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's when I was young, I remember seeing it. I think the first time I went to Disney World was in 96, and so it was just after I think the park had
Brand
opened.
spanking
So I
new.
remember seeing...
Did you go?
No, I didn't go. I was always afraid, but I was like, man... Someone's going to go on there and just like fly off the end of it. I think every kid just like imagines, because it looks like, I don't know, what do you call it? Like people would ride off of it. What is that? Like a ski jump?
Ski jump. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. And so it looks like you would just, people would fly off the end of it.
But that's not what happens.
No, it's not what actually happens. No, I think it actually is one of the steepest. At one point, it was the steepest or tallest.
Okay.
Like straight down drop water slide.
Straight down drop.
That is the
Super
actual
technical.
specific term of it.
Okay.
Anyway, Summit Plummet is a very, very fun water slide. I look forward to I almost said crave, but that's kind of a weird way to describe
crave
it.
that water slide.
I crave going on this water slide. But there's just a lot to enjoy in this. It's super chill, but it's even less busy these days than Typhoon Lagoon, probably mainly because it's usually open during the winter months. So during December, January, February, which these are the days when usually there's a chance that it might close during that time
because it's cold.
Because it's cold, yeah. So,
and I think a misconception is that it's always warm in Florida. We can get down into the 30s sometimes in the winter months. So that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be warm. Even if you're in Minnesota, you probably don't want to come to Florida, go to a blizzard beach when it's 32 degrees.
Yeah, which it's not usually 32 degrees during the day. It might be in the 50s. But even then, like with the breeze, and
I beg to differ.
Kind of catches you off guard. It's like you're probably not going to want to go to a water park during that day, that type of day.
Which is why you need to check and make sure it's open, because sometimes they close it just because it's
even if the
cool.
hours are supposed to show that it's open, it might close because it's too cold.
Yes.
Right. And so, you just need to kind of keep your eye on that. But the benefit of that is that it's not usually too busy. So there's no need to jockey for a spot as much as maybe there would be during the summer months at Typhoon Lagoon.
True. So absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I got for that. It's a great, enjoyable time. I like Typhoon Lagoon just a little bit more, maybe because of the vibe and the ambiance.
Okay.
But this water park is still very enjoyable. There's a lot to do. And again, it's a little less busy, so it can be really fun. I have some other highlights, but before I jump over to that, let's jump over to you, Whitney.
Okay.
What did you grade Blizzard Beach?
Jordan, I graded Blizzard Beach a B-.
Oh, that is annoying.
What? Oh. I was going to give him a high five.
Okay, I'll take your high five. But,
thank you.
But
He left me hanging there.
I feel like we graded something similar recently.
Okay, but listen, I feel like it was a step down from Typhoon Lagoon as well.
Okay.
And I felt like it needed a B-. So I'll give my reasoning.
Of course.
Okay. So some of the things I really liked, like you said, Summit Plummet. I think I've done that one time. The Slush Gusher, that's the one that's like Summit Plummet, but there's bumps in it.
Yeah.
So you feel like you're literally going to like fly out.
Yeah, totally.
That one was wild.
Almost getting a little bit of like you see people bouncing all over the place.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't think I was
Get a little bit of air.
that. I wasn't expecting that. I was like, that looks like fun. Then I was like, holy moly, that was insane. Now, the Snowstormers is super fun. The Snowstormers is right next to the Toboggan Racers. Mm-hmm. And that one was really fun. That was the one we got done with it and we were like both like, that was so fun. We were both giggling the whole time.
Yeah.
As it goes for so long and you're like bouncing from side to side because it's basically like you're racing down the hill.
Yeah.
Like a speed skier.
Yeah, almost like a mogul skier who's going like side to side and going through the gates.
Those moguls.
I mean, is it not moguls? Maybe it's like something different, but it's like you're going through the gates.
The flag people.
Yeah, the flag people.
The flag people.
On the ski things.
I think that this is a good water park for small children. I feel like there was a lot for smaller kids that anyone can ride. Like height requirements there's not a lot of height requirements in the rides. I will say that the runoff rapids our daughter did, she's 3 years old, and she like could easily have fallen through the middle of the tube, but she was like, if you imagine a starfish stuck on the tube, and the guy was just like, just hold on real tight.
Yeah, I remember hearing her too, like in the slide, woo, woo, and then like the woo, like stopped halfway, and I'm like, like is she gonna be like out of the tube?
I was like, yeah. She's
not yet 4, so it's
she's little, but she had a blast.
She's a tough little cookie.
She had a blast.
Yeah.
Let's see some of my other things. I think the ski patrol area is super fun. Just so you know, there's some obstacle style courses where you're like walking on fake ice for the kids. That's really fun. There's also some slides that are specific for young children, and then Tykes Peak, which is a separate area. That's the frozen area. There's a lot of little tiny slides for the little ones.
Yeah, it's cute.
And they let you ride with your kids in some of them. So
it is a cute area. Unfortunately, they play a lot of Frozen music in that section. So that could be irritating if you don't like that.
Also, you can get the Sand Pail Sundae.
That is definitely a highlight.
Okay, for Gibson's birthday, we got the Sand Pail Sundae. And it is like a sand pail. Like, what is that called? Not a sand pail.
Yeah. Like a little sand pail. Like a little bucket. Like a little sand bucket.
Sand bucket. Yeah, whatever.
Sand bucket.
At the IC Expeditions, and it was $17.99. Okay, I know that sounds like a lot. Honestly, it filled us all up. Yeah. All 4 of us. It was under $20.
Yeah, like as far as snacks go, I think I remember.
It felt epic because it was big.
Totally. And I remember thinking or saying during our episode with Typhoon Lagoon, there's not like a lot of snacks that are going to draw people there to go out of your way. I almost would say it might be worth going out of the way to go to Blizzard Beach just for that, to share it. At least, it was our son's birthday, so it was like a special occasion. But it is a sand pail just filled with soft serve ice cream. So if that's not your vibe, then I get it. It also has waffle cone pieces, yellow cake, hot fudge, caramel sauce, and a ton of whipped cream on it.
Oreos.
And Oreos in the bottom. It does have that.
Every scoop is different.
It is. Every scoop is different, but it's almost like, because it's got like the crunch, it almost is like a sandy kind of.
Oh, interesting. I
kind of
think
texture.
about that.
But it was just really enjoyable, really different, especially from a lot of different like treats.
The kids loved it. They felt like it was so special. Like, oh my goodness, we're getting the massive treat.
Yeah.
But little did they know, if we got each of us something special, it would have been like double the price.
Yeah.
So just something to note.
So Icy Expeditions has some really fun treats over there, as well as like s'mores churros and praline sundae and apple pie churro.
So something that I feel like was a little bit of a drawback when I was reliving my thoughts of our adventures at Blizzard Beach is that the food, there's definitely some options, but I feel like there's not a lot of options. Well, they had some like sandwiches and pulled pork stuff and nachos, but like even seeing some people like eating the nachos, it kind of looked like gas station nachos.
Horrible. Yeah.
Just didn't nothing looked that great. So key tip, if you want to bring in go to Publix, get your pub subs, come on in and eat your sandwiches for lunch.
They do have a rice bowl. They do have some rice bowls at the Latawada Lodge. Lodge. But they have also got some flatbreads. So it's not just hot dogs and burgers, right?
But nothing looked really that great.
Yeah.
But we also didn't give a lot of food options a fair shot.
For sure.
So go for it if you want to. I don't know. I just feel like bringing in your own lunch for a water park seems like a lot more sensible. What would you do to make it better? Is there anything you would do to make Blizzard Beach better?
Yes. Leave it open longer. I really want to have it as an option to be able to...
Typhoon Lagoon?
With Typhoon Lagoon. I am really looking forward to the day when they're going to announce that they're not closing both parks, or maybe they just close it for like a couple months and do a little bit of crossover, but I want like a lot more. I want the option to be able to go to one or the other, especially the option to enjoy Blizzard Beach during the warmer months, during the summer months.
I agree. I feel like they might need a couple more rides. Personally, I think they need a couple more rides that are maybe more thrill rides. I think that would be really fun. But I do agree that I think it almost feels like they're trying to get people to go to Blizzard Beach more frequently, probably because not a lot of people go, which is a perk. But I feel like if they had them both open at the same time, people might bounce around to water parks a little bit more frequently.
Yeah, that would be interesting. If you had some friends who were going from like another state to Disney World and said, hey, should we have a break day or like choose a water park for one of our break days? Would you suggest that they go to Blizzard Beach? Do you think it's worth it?
I don't know. I don't know that I would. I feel like Typhoon Lagoon, I would say yes. But I don't know if this is because of just the weather and stuff that I would say, I think it's better because my concern would be you buy a ticket, you go into the park, and at least for us, we went this past weekend and it was in the 60s and our kids were very chilly.
Yeah.
And they were kind of over it after a couple hours. So that's my thing is like, is the value there? I don't know that the value's there if you're going to be potentially chilly.
Yeah.
Better to just go to the pool. And if you're cold, you just get out. Right. Assuming you're at a Walt Disney World resort, as you should be.
Right.
But I don't know. I think I would pick Typhoon Lagoon over Blizzard Beach. I don't know that I would say you definitely have to go. Now, right now, they're doing something where your first check-in day, you can go to the water park for free. I think absolutely take advantage of that. Go totally. For an hour. Go for 2 hours.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's worth it to buy a ticket at this point.
Interesting. I will say too, having the option with the water sports add-on for an annual pass for the extra, what is it, like $99 to be able to go to the water parks and the mini golf and maybe one of the golf courses and the foot golf and stuff. That is totally worth it. I think the value is there. I just wish that they left Blizzard Beach open a little bit longer during some of the warmer months. I know this year they're keeping it open. I think I think it closed in March last year, right?
Yeah.
But they're keeping it open until at least through April
It's May.
1st.
Yeah, May 1st is when they open up Typhoon Lagoon.
So then it's going to be open for its 30th birthday, which is the same as my birthday, which I'm turning 20 this year.
I know, you're getting
Right?
so
20?
old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Well, this episode is free. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. We've already been a little bit too long-winded about Blizzard Beach, but we like it. Whitney, bring us home, baby.
All right. So thank you all for being here. Go on over to Instagram. We are at Mouse Minutes Podcast. Jump in on the conversation there. And if you get a moment to review our podcast, we would be so grateful. We are on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you get a minute, that would be so great. Thank you so much. We will see you all next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.